is an autistic boy. He's 15 years old. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And everybody has been looking for him. Everybody. He is 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds. Sandy blonde hair, and he wears glasses. And again, there is no footprint of him whatsoever.
You think back, and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. That morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
This boy, I've done told y'all, reminds me of my son that had autism, that is my third son. And he disappeared right down the road from part of where my family lives. And I take all of these cases serious. I am not playing about anything right now.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything. I'm trying to tell you how suspicious they are now becoming. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hey, H. Davis, I'm back again. Hello, Millie. Hello, Dreamer and Seahawk and Terry. Hello, everybody coming in. Yeah, I'm back again. I told you I'll be back. It'll be a short live, but I'm here. So I wanted, hey, always. Hello, Connie. Hello. Good evening, Renee. Hello. Welcome. So I wanted to come in and touch on Sebastian just a little bit. Nothing really new, but I wanted to come in and talk about Sebastian, of course. I wanted to tell you that you said you did not know you put your phone down. It's okay. You're here. But I did want to come in and let y'all know they're doing the prayer vigil in honor of Sebastian on March 1st. That's a Saturday, 2025 at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time at the Celebration of Life Church at 768 Forest Retreat Road in Hendersonville. So please join us. And they're asking for prayers and strength as Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and his loved one and law enforcement in Sumner County are going to do that. And as they move towards the 1-year anniversary. The reason they're doing it March 1st is so Seth and the family can, kind of be by themselves on that day. And, if he's not found, I certainly hope he's found before then. But it is going to be on March 1st. So I just wanted to let you know that and pop that out there first. Hey, Dana and everybody coming in. I'm too honest for this. Hello, and not crazy. Good to see you again, honey. Thank you for being here. So it is Friday. You're listening in Walmart. Oh, Wally World. Hello. It is the end of the month too. Lord, this month has passed by quickly and swiftly. It's a shame that he has not been found yet. It's been over 11 months. Where could he be? Our suspicious minds want to know. I know I have a suspicious mind. I want to know. But I know, and if I didn't know before, I know now. Like I said in one of my lives the other day, law enforcement is indeed working on this case. I know now. But what is the reason Ellie won't clear anyone publicly? Well, even if they think that one parent is cleared, they're not going to use all that to bring out. Sometimes they use that as a tactic, and then again, it may not be any parents. It may not be anyone, but it may be someone. We just don't know. But that may be it. I don't know. But he didn't walk out that door, not in my opinion. But could it be they don't want to tip their hand for the suspect or suspects? Maybe. That makes sense to me. It don't matter what I think or what you think. It doesn't matter. We can all have our thoughts, opinions, and theories. We can all agree to disagree. Unless we don't have no big boy and girl pants, right? But they are working. I do too, Millie. I do too. Sometimes they don't come out and clear them. They just wait until they do the perp walk. But in this case, anything is possible, yet nothing does surprise me. You would be shocked. I'm telling y'all, you would be shocked if you knew some of the things I have come across in this case and have not even brought out. You would be shocked at stuff that may or may not eventually come out. But it sure makes you scratch your head. I don't think there is that many coincidences. I don't think this many people know each other either. That never knew each other before. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, the ties it be. I ain't touching it. I ain't gonna touch it. But suspicious minds, they want to know. And this suspicious mind became more suspicious every day. And it still becomes more suspicious. My mama used to say, curiosity killed the cat. I ain't dead yet. I ain't dead yet. I'm a nosy Rosie, but I ain't dead yet. Sharon, hey car guy. Sharon, Justin, Seth, and Tony is on Nancy Grace. And it is Aaron tonight. Seth ain't run nowhere, honey. Seth ain't gone nowhere. He's still in the same place. He went on Nancy Grace. Justin went too. I'm so proud of Justin. I really am. I love my friend. But that will be Aaron at 6, I believe. Some people already have it, but whatever. Justin might show it. He's going live here shortly. And y'all all go over and watch him. He may show it. But It's normal, I think, at least to be a little suspicious and let our minds wander. I guarantee you, even law enforcement minds are suspicious. Suspicion surrounds Chris and Katie. Katie was the last one with Sebastian, the last one on camera with Sebastian. She told the story out of her own mouth. Her words, not mine. She was the only one with him, she said, locked in that house, no way in, no way out. She allowed, and I say it that way for a reason, she allowed her husband, Chris Proudfoot, the stepdad, to lock her in that house alone with no way in or out, so to speak. The entire time building him, Chris, an entire alibi. She gave him an entire alibi. Whether it's believed by law enforcement or not, that's not my problem. But it's her problem. Actually, it's not even Chris's problem. But it's her problem. Smiley, rewatch Steve Johnson and Chris McDonough analyzing them, especially since Steve Johnson first time seeing the interview. What interview? They've had so many, I don't know. Yeah, he's going to come out and throw her under the bus. But what he did was he got him an alibi and nowhere around Hendersonville when any of this went down, in my own opinion. Because however it was done, him and Katie worked it out where they were on this phone call while he was at his camper or Memphis or wherever he was. Oh, and he corrected to make sure. He wanted to get everything down to a T, and he knew it specifically. It was 9:43 or 9:46 p.m. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, people. Anyway, listen to me. Look, I pray every single day, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong for this. I pray every single day, night and day, all through the day, that Sebastian is alive, and I hope and pray he is. I'm not like other people. I won't. Do I think he is? No, I'm not. I don't see how, but I hope he is. I hope for Seth he is. I hope for himself he is. I don't wish dead on any child. I'm not like other people who say, oh my God, he must be going through torture, and like Summer Wells, they must be going through torture if they're alive. I hope they're dead, straight up. No. I don't wish anybody dead. I want them found. Both of them. Now, I don't wish no torture or pain upon anybody, but I can't wrap my mind around that. I can't let my mind go there either. Sebastian needs to be found, and make no mistake, law enforcement is working and justice is coming no matter what. It's coming whether anybody decides they want to make it easy or hard. in my opinion. And it's coming with or without your help. And it's coming with or without Sebastian. But it's going to come. Thank you, Lolo, for becoming a new member. Thank you so much. Then on WebSleuths, early on in April, I think it was about the 27th or somewhere about the end of April. It was about 60 days. 60 days after Sebastian had been missing, a little over 60 days. Chris was going on panel because he was pissed off about what people were saying about him and his wife, but mainly his wife. His wife. Not to talk about Sebastian. Not to use the opportunity to say, please, can we plead our, hey Nana, hello my sweet friend, can we plead our case? You know, these people up here, they're not really, what they're saying is not right, and in my opinion, and I don't even want to talk about that. What I want to do is use your platform to spread awareness for Sebastian. Point blank. No, he didn't do any of that. What he didn't do any of that. Instead, he got up there and hooped and hollered and tried to control and cuss people out and threaten people and all those things. He did not say, can we keep Sebastian's name and face out there? This is what he was wearing. There's some confusion. I was not there, but this is what my wife said, XYZ. He didn't say, I'm consoling her every day and night, and we are pounding the dirt everywhere, and we're trying to get the misinformation straight. We're knocking on neighbors' doors. We're not sending some dummies out there to do that. We're not paying, what is it, $2,400 a day, and we're not doing this and we're not that. We're doing this ourselves. You have no idea what we're doing. Yeah, it's always about them, about their self and their self-image. He didn't say any of that. He didn't say, we're calling law enforcement, we're calling news stations, and we're trying to set up press conferences, and we're taking money to do that. No, we're hiring PIs, or we're doing this to disparage this case and all this bullshit. He didn't, he didn't make no bones about what he's doing, okay? It's on other channels and all that. This is what he says on those channels. He says, well, it would be a shame if he got out and somebody saw him. That would be the worst thing that could happen. What? What? If the news comes around here, they better not get my house on camera. If Seth opens his mouth again, he'll never open it again. Sir, can you explain to me why you're scared of Bullhorn Betty? She said she was going to bring a gun and a machete. Did y'all see that smirk on his face? Really? Come on now. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. He goes up, and I'm fixing to show you in a minute. If you haven't already saw it, he bashes these PIs of Seth. He bashes anybody he don't like. But they don't call the cops on him. They don't go suing him. You know why? You know why? Because they're too busy on the ground, whether I agree with them or not. They're too busy on the ground trying to find missing children. I'm just saying, whether it's Sebastian or other people ain't got time to be going suing everybody that hurts their feelings. We're going to listen to just a little bit of this. Full credit goes to WebSleuths.
Were locked, and could have Sebastian just walked out? Could he have walked out the front door?
Every door was locked.
So what you're saying is that the only possibility is the front door. Is that what you're saying?
I am saying the most conceivable way possible that this makes sense is that he walked out the front door.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Did he walk out without his shoes on? Is that what you believe?
My statement earlier is real simple. Sebastian walked out of the house not wearing any shoes.
Could he have been running and scared of something?
Don't know. He could. It's a young boy. It's dark outside. God only knows.
Okay. Now, there is somebody that has been asking to come on, and Gray Hughes, he would like to talk to you. Would you like
You can
him?
bring that man on board because I've talked to him. I respect him, and I will talk to him.
Gray, I just sent you the Facebook link, so jump on up. Okay, Gray? I just sent it to your Facebook. So he'll be jumping on here shortly. Stacy, can you keep an eye out because I can't see because of my stupid computer.
Hey, in the meantime, I would like to, since Chris is here and this has become very public, I would like to mention something that we spoke about earlier. Chris and Katie did actually confirm that the clothes that he was wearing at Texas Roadhouse that night were accounted for. And I believe they were the articles of clothing that were used for the scent dog. Am I correct when I say that, Chris?
Yes, those clothes are in the possession of law enforcement.
Great. And so do we know what Sebastian was wearing when he left?
From the house that night?
Yes.
The description is still the same. It hasn't changed from 60 days ago. However, I will say this much. Some of the information that's out on some of these posters and flyers, we have actually requested to have some of that changed, but it hasn't happened. So I'll walk you through what the description actually should be. Sebastian was wearing long black pants. Think of the 1970s style Adidas style pants. You know, had that white stripes down the side. That style of pants on. He had a long sleeve shirt, not a sweatshirt, not a hoodie, a long sleeve shirt. On the front of that shirt is probably one of three depictions: Halloween, Star Wars, or Minecraft.
Okay.
Chris, I know that Sebastian didn't have very many pairs of shoes because his feet were growing, and Katie would toss them out pretty quickly after he grew out of them. But is there a reason we can't confirm which shirt if it's just one of three?
I didn't say one of three. I said one of three depictions on a shirt.
Okay, so that's
So
three
there's-
different shirts,
Absolutely,
right?
of course. Y'all know why.
Say again. I'm sorry.
So I don't know if we're saying the same thing or something different, but are you saying there's three different possible shirts he was wearing? Like he had three different black long sleeve shirts. One had Halloween
No,
on
ma'am.
it. One
No,
had
ma'am. What
Minecraft
I'm
on
telling
it. One
you,
had Star
no,
Wars.
that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I said he had a long sleeve black shirt on, and on that shirt had one of three depictions. I didn't say he had three. I didn't say anything. I just said one.
Okay.
Right, I'm just confused
second.
by how have you not been able to identify which of those three depictions is missing?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Can you tell me every single shirt in your closet right now and everything that's on your
No,
shirt?
but if I had
Okay,
to
then.
choose between
Right, but
three
wait a
of
minute, wait a minute.
them, if
Well,
I had
hold on a
to
minute.
choose between three of them, I could.
You're saying three of them, but I'm telling
Well, you
you,
listed three things. I'm just confused.
I listed what could possibly be on
He
the
shouldn't be
shirt.
listing anything because he wasn't there.
Okay, can I jump in and try to interpret a little bit here? Okay, so are you saying that all three of those shirts are not accounted for, or are you saying you don't remember which depiction it was that was on that shirt? Does that make sense? Is that a little bit clearer?
Say it one more time. You broke up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so are you saying that you don't remember what the depiction was? It was one of those three things, or are you saying there are three different shirts with those depictions and all three of those shirts are unaccounted for?
I'm not saying he had three shirts with three different depictions on them. That's not what I said. I'm telling you, I don't know what exactly was on the front of the shirt. Is what I'm telling you.
Okay, so
Sebastian's clothes mostly consist of, if it has a picture on it, one of the three things. Those are his three favorite things.
Got it.
Halloween,
So what you're saying is he has,
Minecraft.
multiple Minecraft shirts, multiple Star Wars shirts, multiple Halloween shirts. So it's likely he had a shirt that had one of those things on, but there's not just three of those shirts.
I'm telling you that he had a long sleeve shirt on with one of the three depictions on it. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not telling you any more shirts. I'm not telling. So
No, I'm not
I know
trying
what
to
you're
do-
asking.
I'm just trying to understand.
I understand that, but you're asking me if he had three different long sleeve shirts with three different depictions on it. And
No, I
I'm
think I
telling
understand
you,
what you're explaining. Like, so Sebastian had multiple shirts that had a Minecraft graphic on it. Sebastian had multiple shirts that had Halloween. Sebastian had multiple shirts that had Star Wars. I guess maybe several of them were long sleeve and black. So you can't identify.
Here, let's just make this very simple.
Okay.
He had a long sleeve black shirt on with a picture on the front of it. There
Okay.
you go.
And that obviously is what you got from Katie, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody, Gray Hughes is here, and people are saying, why is Gray here? I will tell you, Gray is, I consider Gray someone that I like. Gray helped me in the beginning. When I started this, he was very kind to me. I know it's a shock, but he was. It was very sweet.
I know it's a shock.
He knows I'm kidding him. And I asked Chris, is it okay if Gray Hughes comes up? And Chris said yes. So, Gray, I'm going to turn it over to you now, please, sir.
Yeah, I just want to say I've talked to Chris, and the way he's sounding right now is exactly how I think I would sound, or anybody else would sound, given the attacks being leveled. When I talked to him on the phone, we talked on the phone, we messaged back and forth, but we talked for like an hour one time, and literally went over detail by detail on where the light video was taken. The flashlights. Exactly where that was filmed. We went over where the dog scented and all, and I kept sending him the map, and he would show me the route and everything. And it was like, to me, he seems like somebody who's literally out there trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
I know my opinion isn't like all the rest of the people out there. I've never seen anything like this. It kind of reminds me of like remember the Chloe, was it Chloe? Yeah, Chloe Smith in Australia, the two parents that were sitting there and they just didn't look quite right, and everybody blamed them for the abduction out of a tent, and it turns out it was literally somebody abducted the child out of the tent.
Right.
I mean, there's just so many cases like this, and all I'm saying is when I've talked to Chris Proudfoot, I have never seen anything that he said in any of the interviews where I went, wow, this guy, wow, he must have something to do with it. I actually look at him and think, man, I would feel the same way if from day one the entire community
just another
hated me,
human.
and I never got the same love that Seth got. Seth was absolutely admired by everybody like he was God or something.
Let me explain why. And I agree. I think that's exactly how you would sound, Gray. There's no question. But let me explain why. Okay. Again, social media is here to stay. We need to learn this. When anybody comes on and they are aggressive and insulting, it blows up like wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking public for help, but you are condemning the public because of a handful of jerks, and that causes problems. I haven't heard.
For the record, ma'am, I have not in the past gone onto a show and been a jerk and ridiculed the public and said a bunch of hateful things and inappropriate things. I have not done that. So I'm sorry that folks are upset that day one, Katie and I were not on TV or on YouTube expressing everything. Well, you say that, but as you said, social media is here to stay.
Absolutely.
So with that being in mind, you're one, and there are millions out there that think otherwise.
I would never expect you to come on.
But
I'm not saying you.
I think the way he was just talking a minute ago, to me, it sounded normal, given the fact that the 90% of the chat is just trashing him.
No, that's not true. That is not true. We are kicking people out.
I can see it right now. No, I know you're kicking him out, but I keep seeing comment after comment after comment after comment that are really suspicious and like,
yeah, great. Just close the chat. I'm not even.
Yeah, like you had somebody in the chat that literally asked the question: was Katie arrested at 19 for an incident? Like, I'm sorry, but once again, this goes right back to none of that has anything to do with Sebastian.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt.
I'm not trying to create anything.
I know you're not, Gray.
I'm just trying to say that I absolutely understand how he's feeling, and I know out there they go, "Oh, look, he's soothing Chris's ego." I listen. I've talked to him late night on a phone. He's just a normal dude trying to figure something out. That's how he sounds like. Now he's on here with. I've seen him on shows. Remember at the beginning, him and his wife would go on shows, and they were totally calm, talking, and they were normal. But everybody dissected every single word that they said, and everybody came up with a negative meaning for every single. Well,
let me tell you what happened. I can explain. Okay. Let me tell you, Chris, when you went on and talked about hitting Sebastian with a belt and kind of, just chuckling about it and how the social services or child protective services came to your door and apologized to you, that got people upset. It got people.
Right. Let's clear that real quick.
Okay.
That needs to be cleared up, because what was said and what people heard are two totally different things.
I heard you say you hit him with a belt.
Okay, so let me finish, because that's the problem. When I go to make the statement, people want to interrupt and try to say, well, this and that. No. You wanted the answer. I'm giving you the answer. Now, when I answered that question, I told people Sebastian got a spanking. He got one lick on his butt outside of his clothes. If somebody can tell me how that's abuse to a child, explain to me.
Can you confirm when that happened?
That was years ago.
I got spanked by a belt and wooden spoon by my mom for years.
So, but let's not sidetrack. Let's stay on board. Okay. So the question about the CPS thing that came up to play that everybody wants to tie to this belt is not what it was.
Okay.
Well, I think it was confusing because when you initially talked about it, you referred to him as an embarrassed 15-year-old. So
Okay, Chris, was you lying then this night? You were talking to WebSleuths? Or were you lying the night you were on my live talking to me? You can't have your cake and eat it too. I know you're used to that. But you can't have it both ways on YouTube land. You said one time when he was 15, and then here you're saying it years ago. And Gray Hughes, Mr. Gray, was you there? Neither was I. But I heard exactly what he said both times on WebSleuth and live with me. So you're going to come on WebSleuth and say it happened years ago. Was you there years ago too, sir? Bullshit. And he had the audacity to lie to Nancy Grace. I think the biggest problem in this case with Chris is he is lying. Chris, anytime you want to jump in here, I can drop you a link. I still have some hard questions. Or are you scared the internet will blow up? Thank you, Hey Jude. Anybody that got a gift, please thank our beautiful Hey Jude. Yeah, he's scared. He's scared to come back. He's scared to come back. Do you know there are, the parents are, in missing child's cases, in children's cases, that are missing, the parents are suspicious to law enforcement. Oh, Megan, honey, I have a feeling don't many people tell Chris what to do. If Chris wanted to come up, Chris could come up. Oh, he could come up if he wanted to. He don't have to troll in my account under these names. He could come up, and if he wants a link, he can come up. I got some hard questions for him. It might piss him off this time, but I got some hard questions for him, and nobody's asked them either. Come on, Chris, come out, wherever you are. Christopher, come on, Christopher. Lisa said, in my opinion, he will not come up. Hell, why not? He was Sling Blade. He was, God only knows who else. Come on, Chris, come on. You know me and you both is going to be in court over that one time you come up, so come on. Let's go. Let's go, Chris. Why not? Let's talk about it, Chris. Chick, 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 chick. Chick, 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 chick. Now, I'll be respectful if you come up here, Chris. Come on. My audience is saying you won't come up. I think you will. Anyway, let's get back to this. In a missing child's case, parents are suspicious to any law enforcement, period. Because the inherent nature of the situation, the primary caregiver, that would be Katie, is often the first person of interest. So she, even though she tried to convince them that Sebastian ran away, trust and believe they were looking at her from the very start. They were looking at her from the very, very, very start. And they were trying to rule her out. And they can't rule her out. First of all, none of this makes any sense, right? It don't make any sense because, well, how could it? She locked herself in and there was no way out, right? And supposedly, Chris wasn't there. See, where Chris is effing up at is because, well, L.E. might know, but so he says, and L.E. don't have to tell us nothing, but she's given him a complete alibi. And she's allowed him to box her in that house with Sebastian. Unless he was there with her. No step parent. No, nobody should be laying a hand on a child. But see, she allowed that. She's allowed that. There's 5 CPS reports after all. And just FYI, Seth, his bio dad, did not know about those CPS reports or a CPS report until he was on my live that night. Like I said in chat one night, Chris Proudfoot put his own pin in his own voodoo doll. Nobody else. Chris did that. Right, Lori? So there's nobody else to be mad at. You can't be mad at me. You can't be mad at, anybody but yourself. So the parents are a primary suspect, and especially the caregiver. And she was the last person, the caregiver, to be seen with him on video. And, that's why she's going to be the number one person of interest. But here's another thing. When there are inconsistencies in the stories, and guess who's got inconsistencies? Not Seth. Not Seth. But guess who does? Who's got delays in the stories, inconsistencies in the stories, and when there's child abuse or child neglect, and hell, they couldn't even get that right. There's 5 CPS reports that we know of. So, do they look guilty? Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. And if the account of the child's disappearance changes over time and there's discrepancy, it raises red flags even further. Was there any delayed waiting, only reporting? I don't know. We'll never know. Even cops will never know. But what they do know is she did wait. She called her husband in at his work first. There was a little bit of a delay there. She did not pick up the phone and call 911. That could have saved a little bit of time. But how much time was delayed from when he really went missing, when she really went to sleep, to when she allegedly heard a thud and didn't go check on him, if she even heard a thud at all? that story changed. Emotional demeanor. What was her emotional demeanor and distress like when they got there? What was Seth said she was calm when he got there. Was there any unusual behavior? Again, past abuse history. But they will treat cases. LE treats it automatically as nobody's guilty because they do not equate being investigated as guilt. So it's not unusual to come out and say, oh, the parents are guilty. They're not going to do that. Law enforcement is not going to do that. If they want to be cleared, they need to fully cooperate with the law enforcement and provide all necessary information. Well, right now, Katie is not cooperating. Law enforcement said they are not cooperating. Seth is cooperating. Seth is cooperating. I don't know, tears ran dry, but I was trying to put it like this. Look, it's important that they have, and this is my opinion, this is only solely my opinion, it's important to know that they can bring neglect charges. And listen to what I'm saying. Okay. It's important to know that they can bring neglect charges and stuff. CPS can and all that. They still may. It may be at a later date. It may be added on to. It may be if there's any charges. Just follow what I'm saying, okay? Because my head is going in a circle. But some may not understand this. Okay. But so, and I don't want to bring the other in it, but just kind of read between the lines. If you really, I'll just say me, okay. I'd rather them not right now do that if it is them, because if they can get bigger charges, that would be great. Why do we want child neglect charges right now? And then maybe them get off on that or a technicality, and they can't do what they need to do for a stronger case. Now, just leave that alone, because if let's say you have another case or another person, couple, and they have the same thing basically, but they have other children, and they can sign away or bargain with to keep from getting criminal charges or never bringing it up again or whatever. You see where I'm going with that? What's the big deal? Because they've done it before. Am I kind of making sense? Not to say they'll ever get charged, but go ahead, Mike. Is it good? Yeah, I didn't want to kind of go there, Mohawk, but that's exactly what I kind of mean. People do that. But I kind of didn't want, I kind of hope, I kind of think they're smarter, the law enforcement, and I think CPS is working together in this case to make sure that don't happen in this case, at least not yet. That's just my own thoughts and opinions. It don't make it true. Because I honestly think in the case Mohawk was talking about, I honestly think they gave them an ultimatum. But that's just me. Well, yeah, I understand that, but until they find her, and if she's alive, then they can go from there. You see what I'm saying? Katie and them don't have anything to bargain with, so I'd rather them not get charged until there's something deeper, and then they can add on those charges, if you will. I know that probably don't make sense, but they can always add those charges on. Hey, Laugh-A-Day. Yeah, tears ran dry. They understand what I'm saying. So it's two different things, but kind of the same too. I'm trying to just explain it. So yeah. But let's watch just a little bit of this more. It's full credit to WebSleuths. Hold on.
So
Yes, you did.
Like it was years ago.
We thought it was like right recently.
Well, instead of
But let's
asking
clear it
more
up.
clarification,
Let's clear it
that
up.
should have been. So, as it stands, Sebastian went to school one day. He made a statement to a teacher. The teacher reports it to CPS. CPS comes to the house. That case has nothing to do with Sebastian getting spanked. That had everything to do with Sebastian didn't like being in trouble. So he thought by reporting it to a teacher, they were going to come to the house and they're going to take me out of the house and do this and do that. That is what the CPS case was about. And yes, I laughed at it because when I explained to Sebastian, very detailed, what happened, he thought it was a joke. When the CPS lady shows up and looks at him and says, Sebastian, you can't false report.
I hate this.
That will get people in trouble and you can get in trouble. And then she explained to him what happens.
What did he say you did to him?
Can I ask you, what does that have to do with the price of eggs in China
Something.
when it comes to the disappearance of Sebastian?
Because I'll tell you why. Because you're wondering why people are coming at you. And it's
because
he was in your home last. That was the last place he was seen.
Yes,
so
he was.
When we hear these things, it's like, okay, let's just clear it up and see what happens. Because
Okay. I've never really paid attention to that part before. What is the big deal that he won't tell what the real problem was, that he supposedly, whatever it was he did to be reported to CPS? Because it had to be something bad, and I don't think maybe it was the belt incident. Now, what do y'all think? Mike, you keep saying that. I'm just going to tell you, I actually asked about that, and I was told that it was not true. So, Chris, if you're out there, can I hear your side of the story on that? Because I was told it was not true. Of course, LE knows if it was true or not. Mike, can you send me proof of that? Can you send me proof of that? I was told that was not true. Email me proof of that. I want to see it for myself. Whether I put it out, it's a different story, but I want to see proof of that. As it stands right now, I was told no. Mohawk Mom, Mike wants to know why you have her blocked. All right, let's get back to this. Put my email in there for Mike Millie. Mike, I get what you're saying, but I want you to please email me that. The reason that I'm saying that, not you, but somebody else come to me with that. I did a background check on that someone else. I verified what they told me was true, if that makes you feel any better. What they told me, not what you're saying, but what they told me who they were. I ask a person, a reliable source, and that person told me no. If you have information of that, I want you to please email me that. Please. I have my reasons why I'm asking you that. And I hate doing this on live, but I want you to send me that information. Please produce me the proof, please. Thank you.
I'll tell you why. Because people, I'm not saying me, but I've seen people say, hey, he was hitting his child. He reported it to his teacher. Did something happen? Was there an explosive incident that happened?
No, absolutely nothing of that nature.
Okay.
And for people to not understand, when you discipline a child, there's a difference in discipline and abuse. There truly is a difference.
But I think hitting anybody with a belt is abuse. I'm sorry, I do. And a lot of people agree with me, and that's the problem.
And
so
guess
we have
what?
a difference
That's
of
the
opinion.
great thing. That's the great thing about having your opinion.
No, Mike. The other
That's an
part.
opinion. That's not a fact. That's opinion.
Okay. I think a belt is abuse, but that's my, again,
Well,
that is my.
if I was leaving,
I know there.
if I was leaving bruises
I know
and
that
marks on a
happened.
child, that's
I know that
abuse.
happened.
That would be considered abuse.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
So by definition,
that's weird.
that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You can say your opinion, and that is fine, but you have to back it up and say, what I'm stating is just an opinion. There's no fact to it. When you don't say that, you leave it open to interpretation for a lot of people to take it and run with it. That was a lot of the problems with this.
And there will be people, I can get people from CPS that will say, hitting a child with a belt is an abuse. But here's the thing. You're right. That doesn't have anything to do necessarily with Sebastian and his disappearance. But what it does is it creates a narrative in people's minds that we need to clear up and change, Chris. We need to clear it up and change it. Okay? So let's do that.
So we just did.
Okay. If now you did go on Nancy Grace and say that CPS has never been called. And
no, that's not. No. Nope.
Okay, that's what I heard. What did you say?
She asked the question about a situation, and she asked me if I had ever had CPS called on me, I believe is what the question was. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't exactly know what the question was without hearing it again. So
Okay.
I'm not going to answer you with something without having it in front of you.
Okay, that's fair. That's very fair. Very fair. And so let's move on. Okay, so nothing came of that from you hitting him with a belt. Has there ever been any, and people are going to ask, has there ever been any violence in your home as far as Sebastian is concerned?
No.
Okay, now Gray asked, why is Seth being treated so different? Because of how Chris came on and became so angry and did what you did tonight, Chris. You've done this before, and I think that's why, and Seth didn't. And I think that's the difference.
Right, because I don't feed out of people's hands. I don't feed into what people think. I don't, and once again, that's the difference.
But how about just saying thank you to the people that want to help you?
Okay, well, that's simple. There's a difference in me saying thank you to everyone, which if you go back and listen to every single interview I have done, I have told everybody, thank you for everything that you have done. There's not enough thank you in this world. We can't begin to describe how much we appreciate it. I have said this.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to one video and show me where I haven't. I've also said that our family prays for everybody else there, and we love you all, regardless of what you think. But you know what? Once again,
yeah. I think when his first interview, you got to admit, his first few interviews were really calm. The one on, can't remember the names of their channels, but like, he was on multiple channels, calmly talking. Both of them were. And yet the public was already angry with him before he became angry on a show, because that was definitely later. You got to admit, like his first 3 or 4, both of them.
And I can tell you why. Because he said he hit Sebastian with a belt. That made people angry.
Which interview was that?
It was the very first one I heard. With I can't remember.
Smiley stories.
Yes,
I can try to pull up a transcript at some point.
Yes, it was on the Smiley story. Yes,
that one.
Okay,
but
but I mean, but here's the thing: there is a perception. See, look at.
There you go.
I just want to say this. When I was growing up, my mom spanked me with a belt, wooden spoon, everything, and she's the greatest mom I've ever. I mean, like, just awesome. I didn't ever feel like it was abuse. Things have changed though over time. Like nowadays, it's considered abuse, and maybe that sort of is affecting how our society has changed quite a bit. But but the thing is it used to be totally normal, and it is still sort of normal in some families, as long if you're not sitting there just wailing away for hours, like creating the bruises like Chris.
Listen to me. Mommy Dearest was hitting her child with wire coat hangers too, Gray, and she wasn't the best mommy in the world, right? Right.
Chris was saying, it's just sort of, I think it's sort of normal for a lot of people in society. It might not be for some people, but I think, I don't know. I think if you took a poll and people were off, not in this particular chat right here, it wouldn't be as high as you might think. It's not going to be 99% of the people. It'd be like 50-50 on whether or not.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a little bit anecdotal.
But once again,
could we talk about the thud that Katie heard?
Yes, that's a good one. Let's talk about the thud. And I apologize. I had your name spelled wrong. Everybody that knows me, Chris, knows I'm the worst speller in the world. And I thought I put Proudfoot,
I'm
and
not
I
upset
didn't.
about spelling.
So I
I'm not the
apologize.
world's best speller either. So
I do apologize for that, sir.
I put Proud Food one time when I wrote it.
yeah.
So that's,
Oh, I've been called Bradford, Proud Food, Brownfoot, all kinds
I'm
of stuff.
so sorry.
I thought I put Proudfoot. Let's talk about the thud. I want to know about that. Chris, please tell us.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Well, tell us the whole story. What did Katie tell you about the thud? What is the story behind that?
If Katie's there, maybe she could tell us.
Does she want to come on?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's absolutely fine.
Because it's like this, people. It's enough as it is. I'm not putting her through this. And I'm sure that right there is going to cause a big stir and say, well, I'm controlling. No, I'm not controlling. I'm a husband who protects his wife.
Well, you will only get polite questions here.
Let's go back to the Sebastian deal.
Okay.
Okay. Katie reported she heard a thud. And that's it.
But didn't she
knock
ask?
her off and go to bed.
I've seen different reports of she heard a thud. She said, I don't know what you're doing in there, but you need to go to bed. I've seen other reports that Sebastian responded back to her. If he did respond back to her, do you know what he said?
Yeah, he replied, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean,
we're clearing things up.
Right.
That's all this is. Let's just clear it up, you know?
There was a noise. Katie heard it. She responded. Sebastian answered.
Okay. And see, people out there, they want to help. And it feels like that you just are like, that pissed you off that we even asked that. You know,
no, what pisses me off is when the statement is out there. There was a thud. She asked him what, he responded back and moving on.
And around what time was that?
I'm not going to give you details as far as.
Katie gave details, but
well, guess what? That is Katie. I'm not giving you those kind of details.
No, she gave details publicly.
That is fine.
Okay.
Katie can give you that. I am not giving you that information. I will tell you this. It was between the time we were on the phone to the time we got off the phone. That's what I'll give you. That's it.
Has Sebastian ever left the house barefoot that you know of?
Has Sebastian gone outside of the house barefooted? Yes. Before, has he ran off? No.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's how you were asking it, but
no, I'm glad that's perfect. No, that's great. And again, I swear to you, Chris, we're not trying to be hostile. In fact, I've spoken on this live channel before and said, if Chris ever came here, we would treat him with total respect and honesty. And I really am trying to help because I want people to get behind you and Katie, Chris, because I want people to help find Sebastian. And it's just such a bizarre thing. I mean,
it's a bizarre case. Yes, it very much so is.
And so Sebastian leaves, but he's not on anybody's camera. Is that what the police have said? Or are you allowed to say?
I can't go into details on that, but here's what I will tell you that's public. Our subdivision is very dark.
Mm-hmm.
There's no street lights in the subdivision whatsoever. If you go online, Google it, whatever, you'll see that there's absolutely no street lights in the subdivision. None.
Right.
Is there a possibility that some cameras may not pick up somebody walking in front of them because how dark it is? Yes.
Okay. That would be the only thing that would make sense, really.
Right. So,
well, he even told me, I remember when he told me that, like, even some detectives didn't show up on the cameras.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense then. Because that's been driving everybody crazy. But if it's so dark.
And I know, and it's hard for it, trust me, for everyone out there that, you know, cameras will pick up and all this. No, I promise you, not all cameras have the best quality as, you know, I mean, the stuff that you see on TV and, you see a demo of a camera in a store. It's different when you put it on a house and different elements. So, you know.
Okay, so it was so dark that it is logical to conclude that the cameras that Sebastian would have walked by, did not pick him up. And that's something that is logical that people can accept. Absolutely. I think this is a good question. Did Sebastian ever have nightmares? Could he have had one that scared him so badly that he took off? Has he ever had bad nightmares?
He's had sleeping issues. I mean, he doesn't really sleep a lot. That's why he's been, you know, but that's been his whole life. That's not just been like a segment. I'm pretty sure, I believe Seth has even mentioned this before as well. You know, I mean, the only time, like, I've seen a couple times where he slept really well, but I mean, that's when after a hard day of playing, if he's helped with outside work, but for the most part, he's had issues sleeping.
That's a big help in understanding this. Has he ever done anything like hid under a neighbor's car or anything like that?
Well, I'm going to say we have never seen anything like that. There's been somebody that has said something to that effect, but I'm not going to sit here and say for a fact, yes, he has.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't have an answer for that.
I got a question. I got one for you. Would you think it's possible that he could have left in the evenings on other nights, like at 1 a.m, and came back through the front door and nobody would have known? Like on other, like let's say a dry run, for example, like he got up in the middle of the night at 1, went out the front door and then came back in and nobody would have known, right? Because you don't have a camera and he
not that I'm aware of, not that Katie is aware of. I mean, I will say this, and this is for the record. I'm not going to tell you what he does and doesn't do at his father's house. Those are two separate households.
Okay.
You know, Sebastian is one way at our house. He's a different way at his father's house.
Okay.
That is something that we've all had mutual respect on.
Mike, email me the link. If you're not a mod, you can't drop a link in chat. That's what they're saying. I didn't think about that. Yeah, just email it to me.
On all the parents together.
Can you answer, was he planning to go live with Seth?
Yes.
Okay. And was he excited about it?
No.
Okay.
At one point he was, but no.
Do you know why he changed, why he wasn't excited?
Yes, because he was informed that he will be doing online schooling vice, in-person school.
Okay. Was there a reason for that?
That's personal matters in my family that will not be discussed with anybody.
Understood. And I respect that. Thank you. He was on medication. Did he get his medication changed recently?
When you say recently, can you define recently?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe within the last few months. I'm trying to think of something that maybe would have changed his behavior for some reason.
It's really hard to say yes or no to that, just because he goes and sees his doctors, and then in there they will talk about his medication and things if they want to change or if it needs to change.
Right.
But I mean, as far as I know, I'm not I didn't see any difference, but.
And is it, and again, this is just something that people want to know. Is it common for you and Katie to talk as long as you did that night?
Sure.
Okay. Seth is here. I've asked him to join us. Insightful One, if Seth jumps on, can you please put him on the screen because I can't because of my computer.
Right. I got it.
Thank you.
Have you guys
Eric?
seen the dog scent track? That because you actually showed it to me, right? Remember on the map, Chris? I don't know if you're interested in. It was kind of an interesting route up the street.
Well, and are you referring to the like day 1 through 4 dog tracks? Because some of those are maybe
Well, he
not
had like a dog scent outside the front door and
Yeah.
sort of around by where the fixed light was on the flashlight, and then north, and then around to like a retention pond, something like that. Just short of it.
Stacy, I believe Seth is here.
I got it.
Seth, I am so glad that you are here, my dear. Thank you very much. Seth, what would you like to say now?
I got a few questions to ask Chris.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, he can hear you.
Hey, Chris. So why did you texted me the other day about something I'd already sent Katie an email?
Say it one more time. All I heard was something about an email sent.
Why did you text me about an email I sent on Monday to Katie?
Because I didn't see the information in what you're referring to as Tony Mathis's phone number. I didn't see it. So that's why I asked for it.
I mean, come on, Chris. If we're going to work together, more than a week communication between the people that I'm sending stuff to you and Katie.
Okay, so hear me out. I told you.
Okay.
I told
Let's
you
not come
Seth,
into
that we will work
okay?
together.
All right.
I explained to you that I'm willing to work with you. You asked me some questions in regard to this dog handler. You asked me questions in regards to going on a social media platform. You've asked me questions about hiring a PR person that will speak for all of us and keep everybody off of these platforms. That's what you asked. Now, if you think I'm not going to do my homework and dig into people and find out who they are first, you're crazy. Because I would expect you to do the exact same thing if I gave you a name.
I don't know what's going on, but did that solve it? I hope.
Oh,
Seth?
is Seth gone? It looked like he
Uh-oh. I think, wait, is this Seth? Did Seth jump off? Let's see. We've got me, Stacy.
Yeah. How about I'll get off the panel. I'm sure that'll make a lot of people in the chat happy. But I just wanted
stop it.
I just wanted to say that, you know, I understand what I've seen from the beginning is that there was sides chosen. Now I know you said because of this and because of that, but it was Seth good, Proudfoot's bad, and everybody has been in those camps, and they never really got a chance to breathe, and that's probably why Katie went to be with him, because she probably was scared to stay at home by herself, given these lunatics like JLR and et cetera running around chanting and screaming. It's insane.
Oh, I agree. It's horrible.
That's what I think. Yeah. Yep.
So
yeah,
that's
it
just
should not be that way.
That's just kind of where I'm coming from. I appreciate communicating with him. We've had nothing but good conversations, and that's it. I mean, that's all I can do. And I've never seen anything that made me go, God, ooh, that's, you know, it's weird. I mean, I don't know. I watched the same things you guys have. But anyways, yeah, see you later, guys out there.
Okay. See ya.
Take care, Gray.
Bye, Gray.
Does anybody know where Seth went?
I'm working on it.
Okay, thanks.
I do know. I think up in his area, he doesn't have like the greatest signal. So a lot of times when we talk, his
You know what?
phone, he will drop.
Do you want to ask him if he wants to call me rather than go on the internet? Just call me on the phone, and I can put him on, and to be a really, really strong signal. I mean, it'll sound really good.
Well, I think it's just like his cell signal up there is not the greatest.
Oh, it's his cell. Okay.
Yeah.
But if he wants to,
I mean, if he's on his cell phone, let me.
Heather, if you want to give him my number, and Chloe has it, feel free, and he can. If it's better for him to call me rather than to jump online,
I'm texting him.
okay, we can do that. So Hey guys, I don't want to talk about other creators in chat, so let's not
Love
do that, okay?
Yeah.
So
Agree.
yeah, let's just. I mean, I don't want to give them any.
Right. So
Airtime.
let's get to our next question.
Okay, next question. Let me take a look at my notes, yeah, because I just wrote some things down. Have you had, and I may have asked this and I forgot, Chris, my mind is sometimes mush. Have you had search dogs inside the house and outside?
Yes, ma'am,
I believe so,
Yes,
Wally.
And what did the dogs hit outside?
So, as you know, if anybody has followed Mr. Gray's, what he was talking about, the dog and the trail and the scent and the overlay on the picture. So, there anywhere from 13 to 18 different dogs
I agree with that
have
too.
been involved in this search.
Mhm.
Now, on day one, there was 5 dogs. 5. There's an audio dispatch tape that's been released. I don't know who released it. Whatever, I don't have it, but you'd have to dig it and find it.
Hey, Pink Warrior.
In that audio tape, you actually hear that the deputy sheriff does state that the dog hints toward a scent and he takes over off to the retention pond and the construction site next door.
Okay.
Now, other dogs did the exact same thing. Now, am I going to say every single dog? No, but I do know of at least 3 dogs that went on the same scent trail, same path. The rest of the dogs, I'm not going to tell you that they are 100% honest and perfect and accurate, because honestly, dogs are only probably 25% reliable when it comes to a scent.
Okay.
Now, 8 days, I've had dogs in my house the first 8 days. In my house, outside my house, around my house, around the neighborhood. So, yeah.
So they've been there, and yeah, so they did, you're saying they did hit and they all went to that pond?
No, I didn't say all that. I just told you. I've had 13 to 18 dogs in my house and around my house. I told you 3 different dogs hit on the same path that go to that retention pond.
Right.
I'm
That's
not going to say that every other dog.
Not every dog, but some dogs hit. Okay.
Right. So, but I want this to be crystal clear.
Okay.
So when people say every dog, that is not the case. 3 dogs went on the same path.
Okay.
That is all that we have on that. The rest of these dogs go in different directions, but it's all unreliable.
Understood. We do have a question from Michelle. Chris, was Ellie able to go in and search the cave they said had collapsed about 10 feet in? I haven't heard this.
Okay, so Ken Widener is the EMA director for Sumner County. They called in all kinds of stuff, got layouts of where these caves were. I don't believe, and I'm not telling you by the gospel, I don't believe they were able to get into certain caves because they were not safe to enter. The one that she is referring to that collapsed, honestly, we know that the one collapsed, but we don't believe they had anything to it.
Got it. Okay. Let's see here. Let me get my notes. I was taking notes while we were talking. Let's see here. Hold on.
Katie better start talking.
So people have been asking, and
family.
This I don't mean to sound insulting, but people are asking,
she better
are you
herself
searching?
and witness
Are you putting up
protection.
flyers? That's what they're asking.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, and here's why they're asking that question. No, you're not going to find pictures of us out there doing this, because it's real simple. We, all 3 parents, initially were told in the beginning not to go out and search, that we needed to be available to talk to law enforcement.
Right.
Yeah.
Seth has been out there searching and doing his thing. He's had a bunch of people following him. Whether or not he chose that or these people decided to do it on their own accord, that's not for me to say. But we, Katie and I, are not going to have some big, massive search party following us around with a bunch of people that are already threatened death threats, by the way, to us. You know, I'm not doing that. If you were in my shoes, you'd do the same thing. You listen to law enforcement. You do what they tell you to do. Yes, we're out there putting up signs. Yes, we're out there putting up flyers. Yes, we are searching.
Chris, I'm sorry. Did you just say you guys are getting death threats?
Yes, we've been getting death threats. And they have been reported to the TBI. Everything gets forwarded, screenshot, and sent straight to them.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, everyone. I have Seth on my phone, on my JBL speaker. Seth, I want to give you a chance to talk uninterrupted. So please, go ahead.
All right. Mainly, Chris, the communication needs to be a little bit more prompt. If I send you an email on Monday and Tuesday, I'm not willing to wait a week to get a response back. I mean, that's unacceptable when we're trying to find Sebastian, buddy.
I understand what you're saying. I respect that. But when it comes to you asking people to come into my house on my property, who I don't know Adam from Eve, and I really don't care what certification, who can vouch for these people, I don't care. I'm going to do exactly what I have always been doing. You send that to me,
okay, well,
we're going to review it, and then we're going to send it to law enforcement.
Chris,
let law enforcement go that route, and then when law enforcement comes in,
for us
Hold on.
to be on your property.
Hold on, Chris. Chris, hold on.
Okay. All right. We're fixing to watch something else. Hold on a minute. Hold on just a minute. Hold on. Oh my God. I think that is too darling. Hold on. Okay, are you there? Can you see me? Oh, I'm back. Okay, can you see me? I don't think so. I don't know what happened. Hold on a minute. Hold on, let me get this music off. Hold on a minute. This music is getting on my last nerve here. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Hold on one moment. Hold on. It was around Sebastian Flyer. What do you mean it was around Sebastian's Flyer? Hold on. What happened? Hold on a minute. Yeah, we did the music. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, y'all. This makes no sense. Hold on a minute. Oh my God. Hold on a minute. Dashboard. Hold on. I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong, y'all. Hold on. Oh my God, I don't see nothing wrong. Just hold on. Why did it do that? I don't see nothing wrong. Did y'all, what did it do? Well, anyway, go over to that. We gave credit to them, so go over and we drop the link to them and go over and finish watching them because that was interesting to watch. There it is. To that link. Hold on a minute. I got a voice message from my mod. Hold on.
Of the wind, I picked a random spot to sneak off in the other direction on a trail leading straight to the heart of the redwood forest. And there was this.
Anyway, all right. Let me get off of here because I don't know what's going on. But anyway, it's hot in here. I was going to end this anyway. Justin is live over at Clutch Them Pearls. Y'all go over there. I'll be there shortly. I got to have me a coffee and use the bathroom, and I will be over there shortly. Grab me something to eat. And I want to tell you, hold on a minute. I want to tell you also one more time before I go. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Hold on. One more time. On March 1st, there will be a vigil, and that will be Saturday, March 1st, 2025 at 2 p.m. Celebration of Life Church at 768 Forest Retreat Road, Hendersonville, Tennessee. And so I know that Seth and everybody would love to see you there. Please go there. And if you can, be there. And if not, just be there with thoughts and prayers and your true heart. And it's a candlelight prayer vigil at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, and thank you all for being here. Go over there and see Justin. Clutch them pearls. So I will talk to y'all later, and it is pouring down rain here now. Love you. Bye.